In the business world today, things change in the blink of an eye. And if you're just reacting, well, that's a losing game. To really win, you need a roadmap. So today, we're going to break down strategic management, the framework that really separates the companies that thrive from the ones that just survive. Let's dive in. Think about the business landscape right now. It's kind of like a storm, right? New tech, shifting customer tastes, global disruptions everywhere you look. If you stand still, you get left behind. If you just react, you're always playing catch up. So, thriving in this chaos, it's not just about hunkering down and weathering the storm. No, it's about building a better ship from the get-go. So that brings up a really big question. We've all seen it happen. You have two companies, they're facing the exact same market challenges, and yet one of them just soars while the other one completely tanks. What is the difference maker? And here's that difference in action. This is the classic example, right? Blockbuster. They saw the internet coming, but they reacted way too late. Netflix, on the other hand, didn't just see the shift to streaming, they were proactive. They built their entire strategy around it. And the result? Well, it's the difference between being a nostalgic memory and being a global media powerhouse. That's the power of foresight over hindsight. Okay, so if you want to be the Netflix in your story, you need that compass. And that right there is strategic management. It's the framework that lets you stop being a passenger just getting tossed around by the market and start being the pilot, the one who's charting a deliberate course to your destination. So what is it really? When you boil it all down, strategic management is the process of figuring out where you're going, deciding how to use your most precious resources. We're talking your people, your money, your time, and then making the very intentional choices you need to make to hit those long-term goals. All right, that all sounds great on paper, but what does it actually do for a business? What are the real, tangible results you get when you do this right? Let's look at some of the numbers. First up, let's talk efficiency. A huge strategic move these days is going agile, and the organizations that really commit to that transition, they see about a 30% boost in efficiency. That means less wasted time, less wasted money, and a much, much faster trip from a great idea to a finished product. And then you've got the human side of things, which is huge. When your strategy is crystal clear, everyone on the team understands how their work fits into the bigger picture. That kind of alignment leads to super engaged employees. And the research shows that can boost profitability by 21%. That's a straight line from having a clear plan to making more money. So, we've talked about the why. Now let's get into the how. Look, strategic management isn't some kind of dark art or secret sauce. It's a disciplined process. We're going to break down the 5 core steps that really are the engine behind any winning strategy. But before we jump into the steps, there's something really important you need to get. This is not a one-and-done checklist you just work through. Strategic management is a continuous cycle. It's a loop. You plan, you act, you learn from what happened, and then that learning feeds right back into your next plan. It's all about constant improvement. All right, so here they are. It all kicks off with your vision and mission. Think of these as your guiding stars. Next, you do your analysis, where you take a hard, honest look at your strengths, your weaknesses, and what's going on out in the world. From there, you formulate a clear path. Then comes the tough part, implementation, which is all about turning those plans into real action. And finally, evaluation, where you track your progress and adapt, which, of course, starts the whole cycle over again. Let's dig a little deeper into that first one, because it's so critical. Okay, this is one of those things people mix up all the time, but getting it right is, well, it's everything. Your vision, that's your North Star. It's the big, bold future dream. It answers the question, what do we want to create? Your mission, though, that's about right here, right now. It defines your purpose. It answers, why do we even exist today? You absolutely need both, that dream destination and the daily purpose that's going to get you there. All right, theory is great, but let's see how this all plays out in the real world. And honestly, there's probably no better example of a massive strategic turnaround in recent history than what happened at Microsoft under their CEO, Satya Nadella. He took a company that was kind of losing its way and just completely reinvented it. And it all started with step 1, a brand new, crystal clear mission. This one sentence became the guiding star for absolutely everything Microsoft did from that point on. It shifted their entire focus away from just products and onto people. And their analysis pointed them straight toward the cloud and AI as the tools to make it happen. This mission was the bedrock for a totally new strategic direction. And the payoff? Oh, it was absolutely staggering. By pointing the entire company toward a cloud-first strategy, Microsoft's fortunes did a complete 180. In fiscal year 2022, their cloud revenue alone was over $75 billion. That's not just a number on a chart. That's the raw power of a clear strategy that is brilliantly designed and just relentlessly executed. And that brings us to a really important final point. A strategy is not some document you create, file away, and forget about. The world keeps moving, which means your map has to be constantly evolving. The best leaders are always looking around the corner for that next turn in the road. So when we look to the future, what's on the horizon? A few huge things are reshaping the game. Sustainability is now a core part of business, not just a nice buzzword. Digital transformation is still speeding up. And the whole idea of success is getting bigger. It's not just about shareholders anymore, it's about all your stakeholders, your employees, your customers, your community. That's how you build real long-term value. And look, if you think this is all just nice to have stuff, think again. A big Nielsen survey found that 73% of millennials globally are willing to pay more for products that are sustainable. So this isn't just a social issue anymore, it's a massive market force. Ignoring a trend like this isn't just bad for the planet, it's just bad for business, period. So we're going to leave you with this one big question to think about. Your organization, it might have a strategy, but is that strategy ready for the future? Is it agile? Is it sustainable? Is it truly connected to your customers and your community? That right there, that's the question every single leader needs to be asking themselves right now.